Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, another wonderful evening we have here ahead of us from Canlan Ice Arena in West Dundee, Illinois. Alex Tatum with you and the NIU Huskies. Welcome to all who are tuning in with us on this Friday evening. We have here a little bit chilly, and sadly the season is coming close to an end, as this is your NIU Huskies' second to last home game, with tomorrow being the last home game tonight. So like I said, your NIU Huskies are facing off the Drury Panthers coming up from Springfield, Missouri. Tonight we got a couple events going on. Start off by saying it is alumni night. We got a bunch of old Husky players sitting here in the stands and supporting the Huskies, the team that they used to play for. Following that, we got our good old Chuck-a-Puck going. So if you're on your way, I encourage you guys to hurry up, as pucks are selling out quickly. And on top of that, we got that going on in between second and third period. And we got another event going on tonight. The Chuck-a-Puck proceeds, half of them are going to be going to the winner, Chuck-a-Puck, and the other half are going to be going to an event or a foundation called the Loving Joseph Foundation. I encourage you guys to go check out the full story there at www.lovingleojoseph.org. You see it there. I put it in the chat for you guys. Pretty much our old D1 coach last year unfortunately lost his kid in a miscarriage, but thanks to one of the machines that they had there at the hospital, they were able to put him in the little machine and keep him alive for about 2 days, where they were able to spend some time with him and make memories of him before he passed. So tonight's the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation is one that Nick Madonia, again, our old coach, had put together, and his wife Elena has put together to put money towards more of the machines. Hospitals can afford more of those machines. So I encourage you guys to go to the website there and check them out. You can also make donations on there. But again, half the proceeds today will be going to that foundation, along with the other half going to the winner of the Chuck-a-Puck. Both teams lining up here outside of the rink as they are getting ready to play some Friday night hockey. Again, thank you guys for tuning in and supporting us via YouTube Live here. Tomorrow night, we got your NIU Huskies senior night. We're going to be supporting all the seniors for, again, last home game, throwing that out there. So if you guys are able to come out and support us, I encourage you to do so. We're going to have a little bit of a time set aside tomorrow before the game, where we're going to talk about each of the seniors and give them a chance to give them a round of applause pretty much individually. So again, we're doing a lot of that, a lot of snacks and whatnot. Encourage you guys to come out if you are able to. Again, we got a great game here ahead of us tonight off an unfortunate couple really close games last weekend. We got finally another home game. Hopefully the Huskies can capitalize on the bus legs from Drury. Drury is a D2 team actually stepping up to play at a D1 level. So it's going to be a bit of a game changer there, a little bit interesting to see both teams again getting huddled around, getting their little pep talks in before the game. Got about a minute 20 here on the clock until they come out. Tonight your NIU Husky bench is being led by head coach Brad Stofers. And we got 3 assistant coaches as well. We got assistant coach Wayne Bauer, his son Jeremy Bauer, and last but not least, Zach Bishop. Got the NIU Huskies skating out here, jumping out, getting their legs warm. Got a Drury coming out right behind them here. So again, if you're just tuning in, thank you all for tuning in. Got a great night here. Great 2 nights here ahead of us, actually. We got Drury coming out as well. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a moment here for your national anthem. Actually, I take that back. We're going to start off with your starting lineup, switching up the pace here a little bit this weekend. Tonight for your starting lineups for your Drury Panthers. Sitting between the pipes, we got Josh Robbins wearing number 31 tonight. Sitting on defense for them, we have Devin Gilligan wearing number 3 and Tyler Silapan wearing number 11 for your Drury defense, sitting there in front of the goalie. For the wing pair, we have Tyler Kane wearing number 80 and Cody Lorenko wearing number 77. And last but not least, taking your face-off at center ice, Xavier Abel wearing number 33. And that is your Drury Panther University starting lineup. And now, finally, for your NIU Huskies starting lineup. Sitting between the pipes, we got Grant Goodson wearing number 31. Keeping the pucks out of net for the Huskies. On following that, sitting in front of him for the NIU defense, we got Rodon Evans, the captain, wearing number 23. Austin Walney wearing number 86. And your starting line pair sitting on the red line for the face-off. We have Hunter Pierce wearing number 18 and Jay Clement wearing number 76. And last but not least, taking the face-off for your NIU Huskies is Nick Gonzalez wearing number 6. And again, we are going to take a quick moment of silence here for your national anthem. Sorry again, ladies and gentlemen, we are not quite doing the national anthem yet. If you see there across the ice, standing in the line, you got your NIU Husky alumni that we are recognizing here today. We got the names being read over there. I don't know if you can hear it over my voice or not. We are currently got the names of them being read off. Again, going now, he's just getting to the Husky starting lineup. If you didn't hear already, I'll restart with you. We got Grant Goodson sitting in between the pipes here for the Huskies tonight, and sitting in front of him for defense, we have Rodon Evans wearing number 23, and Austin Walney wearing number 86. And sitting for your wing pair tonight, we have Jay Clement wearing number 76 and Hunter Pierce wearing number 18. And last but not least, we have Nick Gonzalez taking the face-off for your NIU Huskies. Now we got all the names read off there, and we will be now doing the national anthem. Again, ladies and gentlemen, tonight your NIU Huskies facing off the Drury Panthers. Stands are packed. That is the second to last home game here for the Huskies, with tomorrow being the last one. So if you're able to, again, come on out and join us tomorrow or tonight, I encourage you to do so. Again, we got all the Huskies there thanking the alumni standing their ice walking off, as tonight, like I said, is our alumni night. We got both teams strapping on their helmets, getting buckled in for tonight's game. Again, we got a great game ahead of us. Had a good little win streak there in the previous weeks for the Huskies. Got some wind under our belts, and hopefully we can carry that on to tonight as well. Again, if you haven't already, I encourage you guys to go check out the website I put in the comment section there, the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation. It is an organization. If you want to read up on it a little bit, if you didn't hear my spiel earlier, I encourage you guys to do so. But we got both teams lining up for your face-off. Again, we got Nick Gonzalez taking the face-off for the Huskies, driving through the guy and putting Huskies on the face-off. Puck quickly gets dumped down deep into the Panther zone and leaves it again right away. Austin Walney, pass across, slice over to Pierce, over to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez keep it with on the boards. Pierce putting it behind the Panthers net. Gonzalez picking it up down in the corner, passing it back down to Clement. Clement getting a little bit of pressure there in the corner from the Panthers as it gets chipped out of the zone. Hunter Pierce picking it up, putting it right back down deep into the zone. Again, Drury beginning the breakout, goes for a pass off the board, stopped by Porzondek. Goes back on to stick Porzondek. And a nice catch out of the air there by Pathana. Pathana to Wall. And Abel's able to pick up the puck in the neutral zone. And a nice step up there by Marks. Marks picks it up down in the corner in the Husky zone. And again begins the breakout. Marks goes for a stick. Quick step up there by the Panthers, getting it back down deep in the zone. Goes for a pass out of the slot. Quick shot and a nice save by Goodson. Again, Marks picking it up on the hash. Marks bringing it out of the Husky zone. Goes for a quick flick down deep into the Drury zone for an icing. Causing the puck to be dropped back down in the Husky zone. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in with us here tonight for a great game ahead of us. We got Cam Pathana taking the face-off against Foreigner. Puck is dropped and a little bit of back and forth there, but nice pull out there by Marks and a quick deke there, bringing it into the neutral zone. Marks cutting it wide, goes for a quick shot, barely missing the net to the right. Puck leaves the Panther zone, goes back on the stick of Weitzel. Weitzel quick pass over to Porzondek. Porzondek, little flick pass into the neutral zone, causing the puck to go back into the possession of the Panthers. Again, Weitzel putting some nice pressure on Drury down the corner. Quick shot, barely missing the net to the right, down the Huskies side. Porzondek picking it up behind the net, and again, gaining some speed. Quick deke, bringing it through neutral zone and into the Drury zone. Quick pass back to Gieske, and Gieske shot and a nice save by the goalie. Again, Drury's coming out on top. Good nice pass out of the zone there, but back in the possession of the Huskies. Weitzel passing over to Martin. Martin's quick pass up to, attempted pass up to Gieske, but intercepted. Fry steps up and is able to chip it in deep for delayed offsides against the Huskies. Again, Drury breaking it up, putting it back down deep into the Husky zone, but back in the Huskies' possession. Bry goes off the boards behind the net. Back into the possession of Drury. Got a lot of fighting down there in the corner. Got about 2 white jerseys and 2 red jerseys fighting the puck. Quick shot on net and nice save by Goodson. Anderson tries to go up the boards, picked up by Clement out of the feet of Drury. Quick step up there by the Drury defense for a shot on net and a nice save by Goodson. Already knocked off 3 minutes on the clock there. We got just 16:59 remaining. And both teams are getting some fresh legs out. Again, Nick Gonzalez taking the face-off. And winning the face-off. Wins it back to Evans, who goes behind the boards over to Walney. And Gonzalez, a nice step up there, knocking it off the stick of Schultz. And a lot of back and forth here. Pierce able to come out, pull it out, and pass it back to Evans. Evans over to Walney. Walney back to Evans. Evans goes back to Walney for a pass off the boards over to Pierce. Pierce passes behind him over Clement. Clement skates in the zone, goes for a pass in front with Gonzalez just a step behind, causing the shot incomplete. Again, Clement holding it down in the corner in the Drury zone. Pierce bringing it up, goes for a quick shot on net, and it's redirected into the net above the glass for an out-of-play whistle. Again, both teams getting some fresh legs out here. We see both the teams coming out hard already so far. Got about equal zone time for each team and a couple of great breakouts. Pathana taking the face-off down on the Panthers zone. Ball steps up, pass it off the boards over to Rizzuko. Rizzuko wraps it around, pass over to Marks. Marks quick step in, put it back behind the Drury net. A loose puck in the slot. Goalie didn't see it, but luckily only red Panther jerseys were there. So it was no shot off of that. Drury bringing it back on their own blue line. The pass through the slot, puts it right back on the stick of Marks. Pathana with a nice hit there, knocking one of the Drury defense off his feet. Marks again, skating it up, bringing it back in the Panther zone, goes for a quick shot. A nice save by the goalie. Pathana wrapping around the boards over to Wall. Wall goes for a pass up to the D, but intercepted by O'Connor. A missed pass caused the puck to go back on the Huskies stick, with Rizzuko getting it back down deep in the Drury zone. Nice pass over to Martin. Martin's quick shot, and a nice dive there by the Drury defense, not letting the puck get to the net. But again, Walney with another quick shot, a loose puck from the goalie, but still no goal. Again, Evans gets it back down deep into the Husky zone, bringing it behind the net as both teams are getting some fresh legs out. Evans again begins skating it up through the neutral zone and into the Panther zone with a deke to the right. Kick it up, back it up to his own self, putting his feet. Quick pass over to Walney. Walney dumps it back into the corner. Drury goes to dump it out, and a nice, again, stop by Evans, not letting it leave the Panther zone. Evans behind the net goes for a pass. From that little bit of dog pile there, but Drury is able to get it out into the neutral zone, keeping this a 0-0 game. Walney's pass over boards over to Weitzel, barely missing it, puts it back in the possession of Drury, who gets it into the zone. Walney picking up the puck behind the net, passing it off the boards, getting out of the zone, but back into possession of the Panthers. Again, Panthers go for a quick dump in. Evans stepping it up, getting it right back out. And again, right back into the Husky zone. Walney holding it down low, goes for a pass off the boards over to Gieske, barely missing a stick. But Huskies are able to hold possession. Gonzalez over to Gieske. And a nice stop there by Drury. Got a 2-on-2 going in the zone. Here goes for a quick shot, missing the net to the right. Again, Gonzalez chips it off the boards to get it out of the Husky zone. Horzondak holds it down low, goes for a pass through the slot. And it goes into the Panther zone and leaving it just as quick as it went in. Horzondak stepping up, bringing the puck back, passing over to March. March to pass off the boards over to Pierce. Pierce up to Clement. Clement bringing it back down into the Panther zone. Goes for a quick deke and pretty much pass it into the net. And we got a little bit of a fight already breaking out in the beginning. Like Gonzalez coming in to back up Clement there. But the refs were able to get there and nothing came out of it. Got the Huskies getting some fresh legs out here. As the ref calls the face-off to be back down into the Panthers zone bench side. You got K.M. Pathana taking the face-off against Pachuta. Puck is dropped, and Pathana with a nice win there, passing it back to Wall. Wall goes for a quick shot, and it's redirected away from the net by the Panthers. Panthers pick up the puck in the corner, pass it back behind the net, and again, Pathana coming in. That's 3 big hits so far, just the shift. Really playing aggressive there, keeping the Panthers off the puck. Evans put it back down deep into the Panthers zone for delayed offsides, but Panthers quickly chips it back out into Huskies possession. A missed pass calls a 3-on-1. A nice step up there by Evans, stopping a 3-on-1, not letting the puck even get close to Goodson. Again, we got a 3-on-2 breaking out the other way. Pathana brings it to the zone, drops back to Evans. Evans with a shot, and a nice save by the Drury goalie. Again, a lot of back and forth so far this game. 2 very evenly matched teams. Again, quick call out on Evans there for stepping up and stopping a 3-on-1, not letting the puck get even that far into the zone. Again, we got Gonzalez taking the face-off against Foreigner. Puck is dropped, and a nice win by Gonzalez, putting it back to Porzondek. Drury's able to put it behind the net and hold possession. Quick chip up the boards. Goes back on the stick of Marks. Marks pass over to Porzondek. Off the boards over to Clement. Actually, a nice keep there by O'Connor. Putting it back down deep in the zone. Fauner goes off the corner of the net, causing a no goal still. And a quick attempted backhanded shot there. A nice save by the Husky defense. Again, got turned around really quick there. It's a nice catch out of there by Foreigner, getting that shot off. And the puck goes back up to the Panthers defense, but it is redirected around the net. Quick another shot off there and another great save by Goodson. Marks again, getting it out of the zone for the 3rd time so far tonight. Bringing it into the deep into the Panther zone as he's got no support as the Huskies were going for a line change. Wall finally comes in, chips it back behind the net. But it stays in the Panthers' possession. Evans gets the puck passing back over to Wall. Wall goes in for a quick shot, and a nice save by the Drury goalie, putting the puck back in the corner. Thana again quickly steps up, chips it behind the net over to Wall. Wall chips the puck off the boards up to Evans up on the point. Evans goes for a quick shot and misses the net high and to the right. Wall only goes for a quick step up, but the Panthers are still able to chip it out for an icing against the Panthers, causing the puck to be dropped all the way back down in the Panthers zone. Bench side. Again, we got a lot of great saves by Josh Robbins so far, sitting in the net for the Panthers. Pathana taking the face off against Abel. Pathana skates through the guy, keeps the puck, the loose out in front of the slot, and we already got a Husky goal. With just 11 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first period, we got a Husky goal. Quick step up there by Pathana, chipping that puck up into the slot. We had a couple of loose Huskies up there sitting back door. So great on that so far. Huskies already leading this game off quickly. Again, we got the fist bumps going through as the Panthers already lined up at center ice. We got Gonzalez coming in to start the lineup. Drury wins it back, and their defense takes the time, bringing it back. Quick pass D to D. Goes for a pass through the neutral ice, and a step up, quick step up by Evans. Evans goes in, goes for a pass across the slot, but it is blocked by the Drury defense. We got Cowles, quick deep skating into the Husky zone. Quick step up by Gonzalez, and a nice swing across the center there by Evans, not letting that puck get through. Evans again bringing it into the Husky zone. Quick drop over to himself. Chipping it off the boards over to Martin. Quick keep by Martin, keeping it in the Drury zone. Holding it up high on the blue line. Quick pass across over to Anderson. Anderson goes for a quick shot. And a loose puck in front of the net, but in Drury's possession. Drury goes for a quick chip off the boards for an icing, causing the puck to be dropped all the way back down in the Panthers zone. Sorry, had a bit of a delay there on the changing it from warm-ups to period 1. We do have 10 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the first period. Face-off down in the Husky zone. And a nice win there by Pierce, going straight to the net, getting a couple of quick shots off. And Anderson stepping up, keeping it in the Panther zone. Another step up by Gieske. Chipping it off the boards deep. Got a lot of hitting and fighting so far this game, but both teams are doing it cleanly. Pierce gets the puck up on the point, goes for a quick shot on net, and a quick save by the goalie. Chipping it into the net above the glass for an out-of-play whistle. Again, both teams getting some fresh legs here. Pierce again taking the face-off down in the Husky zone, or in the Panthers zone. Gieske with a quick chip off the boards behind the net, and the Panthers are still able to chip it up. Again, quick pass from D to D by the Panthers, and a quick pass up to center ice. Another puck again gets chipped behind the net, the Husky net, as the Huskies try to go for a breakout, stopped by Drury. Quick stop there by Evans as he drops on the ice to block that pass. But again, a lot of back and forth between the two teams. Schultz with a quick shot. Again, stopped by Evans, not letting that puck get to the net. Weitzel skating it up into the Panther zone, goes for a quick shot on net, and the puck goes on the corner after a nice save by Robbins. And we got a whistle here, and we have Evans on the ice after a hit, looked like to the head from the Panthers. Luckily, Evans is getting up here. He seems to be okay and a little bit better as he's skating over to the bench. We got a Husky power play coming out, as we got Jake Loynes going to the box after that hit. Miss Phoebe Weitzel, thank you for the note in the comments there. I did turn up the volume just a tad. Hopefully that is a little bit better for you guys tuning in with us. Again, we got a Husky power play. We got a 2-minute power play with 8:50 run remaining in the first period. We got Gonzalez taking the face-off against Foreigner. A quick whistle as the Panthers went for a chip out of the zone, going for that icing on a penalty kill, but hit one of the players in the Drury bench, causing the puck again to be dropped in the same spot, with Gonzalez taking the face-off against Foreigner. Panthers able to win it back, chip it into the corner, goes for a ring around, and Walney had a nice stop, not letting it leave the zone. Huskies in possession before Zondak pass into Walney. Walney down to Wall. Wall down low to Gonzalez, go for that pass in the slot. And a nice stop there by Drury defense. Puck leaves the zone, but still in the Husky possession. Wall goes for a chip off the boards over to Evans. Evans brings it in. Goes that pass into the slot, barely missed by Gonzalez, but goes up to Walney instead. Walney goes down to Wall, over to Evans. Evans chips it back to Wall and gets it right back. Evans up to Porzondak on the point. Pass it across over to Wall. Wall goes for a quick shot and a nice stop there by the Drury defense. The Huskies stay in possession. Walney over to Porzondak for an attempted one-timer. Barely missing the puck, and Robinson is able to get a glove on it for a quick whistle. Again, we got 7:52 here remaining in the first period, with 1 minute and 1 second remaining in the Husky power play. Again, still we got Nick Gonzalez taking the face-off against Patrick Libitis. Gonzalez with a nice win there, getting it back to Evans. Evans over to Walney. Walney over Porzondak. Porzondak across over to Wall. Wall gets it down to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez barely missing the puck. Forcing Evans to swing down, tries to chip it out, and it's stopped by one of the Drury defense, but again, hits the net above the glass for another quick out-of-play whistle. Then we got Cam Pathana taking the face-off for the Huskies down in the Panthers zone. We have the Panthers pitting it against the boards, I guess trying to run off the clock there. But again, they're able to quickly get it out and dump it back down deep in the Husky zone. Mark stopping it behind the net and receiving a little bit of pressure. But again, skating it out. Quick deke there. Bring it into the Panthers zone, dropping it back over to Martin. Martin goes behind the boards. And then I stop there by the Panthers, but Huskies stay in possession. Martin brings it to the hash marks, but drops it back down to Clement. Clement can put it behind the boards. Over to Pathana, who chips over to Pierce. And they try to go out, but Marks is there and doesn't let it happen. We got back to even hockey here, 5-on-5 as last couple seconds tick down. Martin carries it through the zone, chips it back down deep into the Panthers zone. Great hit there by Martin, knocking Drury defense off the puck, putting it in the stick of Clement. And we got another penalty here on the Panthers, giving us another Husky power play. We got a hooking on Tyler Silipa against Clemens. Give us, like I said, another Husky power play. Hopefully we can capitalize on this one. Just coming off fresh off the other one. We got 6:35 here remaining in the first with 2 minutes up on the clock for the Husky power play. Again, we got Nick Gonzalez taking the face-off against Xavier Abel. Nice win back over to Porzondak. Porzondak goes for a quick shot, and a nice save by Robinson. A loose puck still, and the puck goes down to the corner. Got a great save by Robinson there. Not letting that puck get through. Again, got a little bit of dog pile in the corner there. We got 3 white jerseys and 2 reds, and Huskies come out on top with the puck. Pass down to Gonzalez. And we had looked like a golf swing there by one of the Panthers trying to get it out, chipping it high into the rafters, causing an out-of-play whistle. Miss Phoebe Weitzel, I really appreciate your kind comment there. Hopefully it did help a little bit, and for the rest of you guys tuning in with us here tonight. Again, Nick Gonzalez taking the face-off against Foreigner. Gonzalez wins it over to Walney. Walney bringing it up to the point. Walney passes off the boards over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez drops it back down low to Wall. Wall goes to the pass into the slot. Over to Evans for a Husky goal. Making this a 2-0 game for the Huskies. Had a great power play goal there, capitalizing. Again, a nice pass there by Wall in the corner over to Evans, with Evans sneaking it right below the goalie before he was able to drop down. Again, we got a 2-0 game for the Huskies here, and hopefully we can keep this ball rolling. We got 5:54 remaining up on the clock for the first period. And if you guys weren't tuned in earlier, in between the first and second period, we are having Nick Madonia, the CEO of the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation. So I encourage you guys to stay for that and tune in for that in between the first and second period here in about 5.5 minutes. Puck's down deep into the Husky zone, goes back up to the point. Oh, and Trier defense barely able to let it sneak by him, but we got Gieske flying through neutral ice. Quick pass over to Porzondak. Porzondak goes for a quick shot, barely missing that at high and hitting the net above the glass for an out-of-play whistle. But again, as I was saying, I encourage you guys to stay tuned in with us in between the first and second period, as we have Nick Madonia, CEO of the foundation we are supporting here tonight, talking and telling you a little bit about the foundation. If you haven't already, go check the comments, top comments. We got the website for that pinned there, so you can go and check it out if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the story and everything behind it. Thana taking the face-off. And Drury comes out on top. Silipan is able to win it, chip it up. A nice keep there by Walney, barely leaving the zone, causing a quick offsides whistle against the Huskies, causing the puck to be dropped just outside of the Panthers' blue line. Oh, sorry, we got Wall going to the box, giving the Huskies a penalty kill. That was a quick turn of events there. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I don't quite know or understand why he went to the box, but I will get you that information here pretty soon. Cam Pathana taking the face-off down in the Husky zone. Walney goes for a quick chip, and we had a attempted stop there by one of the Drury defense, knocking it into the Husky bench with assistant coach Jeremy Bauer barely jumping out of the way. Then got the puck being dropped just outside of the Husky zone. Quick win by the Panthers, though. Chipping it back down deep in the Husky zone. Walney chips it over to Evans. Evans, again, tries to chip it high off the boards, putting in the net above the glass for another out-of-play whistle. Got a minute 46 here remaining on the Husky penalty with 5:09 remaining in the first. We got Cam Pathana taking the face-off again. Pathana with a nice win back into the Husky corner. Huskies are able to chip it behind. Walney picks it up, goes again for a quick chip, causing the puck to go back out of play. Keeping it in the Huskies zone. Again, a lot of out-of-play whistles here in a row there. It knocked only a couple seconds off the power play. Again, Cam Pathana still taking the face-off against Patrick Lebitis. Ooh, sorry, seems like the refs caught it. Seemed to catch it off one of the Drury Panthers sticks, forcing the face-off to be dropped outside of the Husky zone. Gonzalez, a nice dump off the draw there, getting back down deep into the Panthers zone. Foreigner picking up behind the net, and again begins breaking it out, drops it back to his partner there. Over to O'Connor, and Martin with a quick step there, knocking it right off his stick, and he carries it into the Panthers zone, goes for a quick stop. And it gets stopped by the Panthers defense. Again, they begin their breakout. O'Connor pass out to Foreigner. Back to O'Connor. And again, goes for the open slot pass, but it's knocked into the corner by the Huskies. We got just a minute here remaining on the Husky penalty kill. Panthers pick it up behind the net, goes for that pass up to the point. And we got Foreigner. Pass across the D partner for a quick one-timer. And a nice save by Goodson, knocking into the corner. Got a loose puck. Foreigner goes in for the backdoor pass, barely missed. Goodson diving over. And again, puck goes into the corner after a missed shot. Another quick shot and stop by Martin, but it stays in the zone. We got another delayed penalty here against the Huskies. And the whistle is blown. We got just 31 seconds here remaining on the Huskies' first penalty. And we got a cross-checking against Walney. Giving the Huskies a two-man disadvantage for the next 31 seconds. And then hopefully it'll go back to only 4-on-5 after these 30 seconds. We got 3:54 remaining in the first period. Again, Abel taking the face-off against Pathana. Pathana wins the face-off, passing it back to Evans for an immediate icing. Nice play there by the Huskies. Again, we got a 5-on-3 here for another 18 seconds. We sent a couple off clock by that nice dump. Drury brings it back into the Husky zone with Marks putting some pressure down low. Pass up to the point. Over to Cowles. Cowles passes it back on the hash marks as they attempt a backdoor shot. The net puck hitting the side of the net. Another great icing there by the Huskies. We are back to 4-on-5 hockey. Clement picking it up in the Panthers zone. Clement goes for a quick shot, missed the net high and to the right. But again, we got another minute and 15 for the Husky penalty kill. And Panthers break it out in a quick stop there by Evans, passing it off the boards to himself. Evans goes in for a toe drag. Fernandez for a quick shot, and a great goal by the Huskies, making this a 3-0 game. We had, again, a quick toe drag there, putting around the Panthers defense. And for a nice quick chip in past Robinson. Again, making this a 3-0 game. We got that goal on the penalty kill. Hopefully we can keep this ball rolling for the remainder of the period. We got 2:48 here remaining in the first. O'Connor dumps it back down deep into the Husky zone. And again, we got Foreigner holding it up on the point, pass and across to his partner. Puck's pass back down low. Goes to that backdoor pass. It bounces barely over Drury's stick. Goes for another shot, and it's chipped away from the net, but it's still a loose puck. Nice knock out of the air there by Porzondek as he chips it off the boards, getting it out of the Husky zone. We got just 20 seconds here remaining in the Husky penalty kill. Then we got Levitas passing it through neutral ice over, and O'Connor gets it in the slot as he spins around, giving himself and his teammates a little bit more room. An attempted one-timer there, barely missing the net to the right. We got back to 5-on-5 hockey for the two teams. Another loose puck in front of the net, but the Huskies are able to get it out. Evans chips it up over to Porzondek. Porzondek passes just in front of wall to keep in the Huskies' possession. Another great goal by the Huskies. We have Evans trying to shoot it. Bounces back door to Porzondek with a very easy tap-in, making this a 4-0 Husky game. Yeah, we got a great night here in front of us for the Huskies. And if you haven't heard me earlier, in between the first and second, just in a minute and a half here, we got 1:34 remaining in the first. We're having Nick Madonia come on and talk about the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation. And I encourage you guys to stay tuned in during the period for that. We got Pachuta taking the face-off against Pathana. Panthers are able to quickly win the puck back and go for a chip through ice. And again, puck bounces into the Husky bench. Knock only a couple seconds off the clock there. And the puck's being dropped again just outside of the Husky zone, bench side. The puck is dropped, and a nice win back there by Pathana. Bry, pass over to March. March, pass to the neutral ice, over to Pathana. Pathana bringing it into the Panther zone. Pathana goes for the pass up to Marks, barely missing the pass. It leaves the Panther zone, but Huskies are still in possession. We're just passing a minute left here, remaining in the first period. Panthers chip it down deep in the Husky zone, causing a icing, but the puck dropped all the way back down to the Panther zone. Huskies getting some fresh legs out there for the remaining 57 seconds. Again, got a great couple quick goals by the Huskies there, with us up being 4-0. Puck's being dropped down in the Panthers zone, bench side. Great win back there by the Huskies. From the puck over to Evans. Evans dumps it back down deep into the corner. He's got a lot of back and forth between the two teams, but it quickly gets chipped up and back onto the Panther stick. Quick pass over to number 15 for the Panthers. Goes for a quick shot right into the glove of Goodson for another quick whistle with just 39 seconds up on the clock. Arizona State role play. If you don't mind clarifying your question there. I apologize. I misunderstand it a little bit. But we got Gonzalez winning the face-off and passing it up to Martin. Martin passed it across over to Clement. And a nice dump in it deep there. Martin winning the puck, bringing it in the corner in the Panther zone, passing it up to Walney. Walney for a quick shot. And a nice save by Robbins. But again, Miss Weitzel, I appreciate your kind comments and your notifying me of the quiet microphone. Again, hopefully the rest of you guys, it's a good volume for everyone tuning in with us. At camp, Pathana taking the face-off down in the Panthers zone. Sana wins it back. Oh, great shot there on net, but a nice save by Robbins. We got 10 seconds here remaining, and Walney picks it up back down deep in the Husky zone. Attempt to pass off the boards. Puts it into the Panthers. They go for another quick dump back down deep into the Husky zone as the last couple seconds count off the clock. Ending the period of Huskies being up by 4 goals. Nice little gap there for the Huskies. They're grinding and really working hard. Right now, the Huskies got 20 shots on net in just the first period, and Panthers are sitting there with 6 shots. So again, hopefully we can keep this ball rolling here in the second period. And in just a couple moments, I'm going to have Nick Madonia come on up again. He is the CEO and leader with his wife, Elena Madonia, of the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and check out the website I put there in the comments. And any donations would be greatly appreciated. He's going to come on up here and tell a story in just a second. And tonight, in between the second and third period, you got the Husky Chuck-a-Puck coming out, where half of the proceeds are going to be going to the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation, and the other half are going to be going to the winner of the Chuck-a-Puck. Again, tonight is the alumni game. If you were here for the start of the game, what all the alumni line up, and the guys over there in the box are able to read off all their names. We greatly appreciate them coming and supporting us here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back here. I see him starting to walk around. I'm going to mute the mic until he gets on over here. So stay tuned in with us. We got about 10, 11 minutes up on the clock before the start of the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, right next to me here I have Nick Madonia again, CEO of the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation. I'm going to have himself tell him a little bit about himself and what the organization is about.
Hi everyone, Nick Madonia, former coach of NIU here. Just want to talk real quick about our foundation and what we do. So a year ago, January 22nd, me and my wife had a stillborn baby at 27 weeks. After that, we were in the hospital. We were able to spend some time with the baby because of a machine called a cuddle cot. So we actually decided that we were going to start our own foundation so we could raise money to donate these machines to hospitals that don't have them. So in the last year, we've raised about $30,000. We've donated our first one a couple weeks ago. We have 3 more on order. And we're just really excited to be able to, help people that go through this circumstance and are able to provide them with a little bit of time to kind of start the grieving process. So thanks everybody for listening. I'm going to pass this back along to Alex.
Sweet. Again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in with us. And again, we encourage you guys to go check out that link I put there in the comments and donate if you can, or at least read the story. So we'll be right back in about just under 9 minutes for the start of the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, the last minute ticks down up on the scoreboard there as the Huskies are coming back out for the start of period 2. Again, another great game so far between the two teams, with the Huskies coming out flying so far. You got the end of that period with the Huskies having 20 shots and Drury having 6. Again, got a couple of penalties from both teams as well, with the Huskies being able to capitalize on one of the Husky, actually both power play and penalty kill. We got 2 of our goals there, so hopefully we can keep that ball rolling. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in with us here as we are starting our second period. Also tonight in the house, we have your new D3 coach, a new Husky D3 coach this year, Justin Garr, and assistant coach Brett Buttice. Welcome them in. They're coming to watch the D1 game tonight. They are both also Husky alumni, as it is our alumni night. Thank you guys for listening as well to Nick Madonia talk about the Loving Leo Joseph Foundation, as he is also a Husky alumni. And ladies and gentlemen, we got the drop of the puck here, with Gonzalez taking the face-off and winning it back to Evans. Evans passed up to Pierce for a quick chip in to the zone. Again, Clement picking it up on the hash marks there. Goes for a pass back to himself and over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez goes for a chip into the slot, but it's knocked back out of the corner. Pierce again pinning it on the boards there. Pass over to Gonzalez and up to Evans. Evans goes for a quick shot, barely missing the net to the right. Again, the puck gets chipped out. We got Evans racing into the corner and winning the puck again, putting it off the boards. Over to Clement. Clement again chipping it off the boards. We had Clement with a nice dodge on the hit there, almost putting one of the Panthers players into his own net. Deep in the Panthers zone. Got a loose puck in the corner there as both teams are digging for it there. And Pierce comes out on top. And we got Martin. Put it up to Pathana. Pathana goes off the boards up to Clement. Again, Clement dropping it back over to Martin. Martin over to Marks for a barely missed puck. Foreigner goes for a quick deke, and a nice stop there by Martin, knocking it right off his stick, back out of the stick of Marks. Again, that was a 2-minute Husky power play we got. We already got a little bit ticked off that. We got a minute 15 remaining as the Huskies bring it in the zone. Pathana passing over to Pierce. Pierce crossed the ice over to Martin. Martin comes in. Again, carrying it back up the boards, passing over to Marks. Marks goes for a quick shot, and a nice save by Robbins. Panthers try to chip it out, but it's stopped by Marks, not letting it leave the zone. Pierce passing it back down to Pathana. And we got a hit there against Pathana. Almost looked like right to the head there, but it goes uncalled. Martin passing it up to Marks. Oh, sorry, we do have a delayed penalty here. And the whistle is blown for, it seems like, another power play for the Huskies. Giving us a 5-on-3-man advantage. Putting Drury in the box number 37. Sorry, number 19, it seems like, for the Panthers for a roughing. Again, giving the Huskies a 5-on-3-man advantage, 2-man advantage there. We got 17:43 remaining in the second period. With a 32-second 2-man advantage, we'll go back down to 1. Huskies win the face-off and get the puck up high. Evans over to Walney. Walney over to Evans. Evans with a nice one-timer there with a loose puck in front of the net. Right back on the Evans stick, goes for another shot, and a nice save by Robbins, not letting it sneak by after a quick 3 shots there. Evans gets it back down deep. Pass over to Wall. Wall up to Walney. Walney over to Evans. Evans goes back across over to Walney for a quick nice one-timer there. And a nice save by Robbins, chipping it into the net above the glass for a nice save and an out-of-play whistle. Again, we got 8 seconds remaining on the first penalty for the Panthers and a minute 36 remaining on the second one. Again, ref dropped the puck, but the whistle is blown immediately. I think someone was crossing the line. Oh, sorry, we got a broken goalie stick. Got Robbins down there. Maybe someone stepped on a stick or took puck just right that it broke his stick, but he does have a new stick back in net, and both teams are lining right back up. Gonzalez taking the face-off down deep in the zone. Oh, again, see Gonzalez pulling away as the ref seems to be taking a second there. We got Gonzalez taking the face-off against Abel. Gonzalez wins it back over to Evans. Evans goes for a nice one-timer shot, almost right off the draw, and it hits the inside of the goalie's pad, pushing it back across the slot, and he's able to get a glove on it before anyone else came near him. Again, at the Huskies down in the same spot, we got a new person taking the face-off. Cowles for the Panthers. A nice icing there by the Panthers with Goodson stepping out, playing the puck, passing up to Evans. Getting back to 5-on-4 hockey, giving the Huskies still a 1-man advantage. Evans brings it down into the corner. And behind the net and back up high, passing over to Porzondak. Porzondak passes it across over to Walney. Walney back to Porzondak. Goes in for the shot, and a nice save by Robbins, putting the puck high. And we got an unfortunate hand pass there. We saw Evans jump up in the air and try to catch it. He got hit at the same time, unfortunately causing the puck to bounce off of his hand, going for a quick hand pass, but gives the Huskies a chance to change and get some fresh legs out along with the Panthers. Again, the puck's being dropped just outside of the Panthers zone. Pathana taking the face-off and getting it back down deep into the Panthers zone. Clement with a nice step in there, not letting the puck leave the zone. Again, Clement getting the puck, passing it over to March. March back to Clement. And over to Martin. Pathana is able to fly through, pick off that puck, bringing it behind the net, goes for a quick pass up to the slot, and a nice shot by Pierce. Again, Pathana be able to keep it in the zone, not letting it leave the zone. Quick pass over to Martin. Martin Anderson, or Marks. Marks a quick shot and a nice save by Robbins. Again, Martin's got it up on the point, drops it back down. Now we had Marks with a great hit there, able to pick up the puck and go to Clement, and Clement staying on his feet, chipping it back to Marks. Marks puts it in the slot for a loose puck in the slot. And we see a little bit of dog pile breaking out. We finally hear the blow of the whistle after we saw a bunch of flying sticks and the goalie drop. But again, we got 1 second remaining on the Husky power play. Huskies got to watch out for that guy flying out of the box behind him because the puck's still going to be dropped back down low deep into the Panthers zone. Again, we got Abel taking the face-off against Rzuko. Nice win by Rzuko there, puts it on the stick of Gieske. We see that guy flying out of the box, able to chip it up and get it out of the Panther zone, but stays in the possession of the Huskies. Nice pass through the slot there over to Weitzel. Weitzel dumping it back down deep into the Panthers zone. Gieske picks it up on the hash marks in the Panthers zone and tries to chip it deep, but Panthers are able to step and get it out of their own zone. Evans picking off that pass and getting it back down deep into the Panthers zone. And quick pass attempted through center ice, and Evans catching it out of the air, dropping it to his own stick, and getting it over to Weitzel. Weitzel again crossing that red line, dumping it back down deep into the Panthers zone. Panthers going to begin their breakout, and a nice step by Weitzel, putting it back down deep, not letting it leave. Gieske flies through the center, and again chipping it back down deep into the corner. Again, the puck stuck in the hash marks, it seems. Abel picks it up. He makes a pass cross center ice, and a quick step by Wall there. Picking it up in the slot, goes a backhanded shot, and a nice save by Robbins. Again, Abel picking up the puck and carrying it out of the zone and into the Husky zone. Goes for a quick shot, missed the net far to the left. Again, Huskies able to pick it off with Italiano skating it up, and a quick pick off by the Drury defense there, but Huskies still stay in possession. Put it on the stick of Evans. Evans bringing it back down to the Panthers zone. Go for a toe drag, and a nice stop there by the Panthers. Huskies again still in possession with Evans holding it down in the corner, chipping it behind the net. Wall passes it into the slot where only red jerseys are. And a pass off Cowell's skate caused the puck to go back into the Husky zone. Delayed offsides lets the Panthers again begin their breakout. And a missed pass gives the puck to Clement, keeping it in the zone. Again, bring it down in the corner and behind the Panthers net. Sorry, cuts to the front and tries to sneak it by the post there, and a nice save by Robbins. Porzondak chips it off the boards, but onto the stick of the Panthers. Again, they begin their breakout. Again, Panthers bringing it back down deep into the Husky zone. Goes for a shot on net, and a great save by Goodson. 2 saves by Goodson, keeping this a 4-0 game for the Huskies. Got Pierce shipping it off the boards. Over to Clement. Clement bringing it back down to the Panthers zone. Goes for a toe drag. Holding the puck and passing it back up to the point. Mark steps in, goes for a quick shot off the skate of one of the Panthers defense into the corner. Again, Marks with the step up. Nice pinch there, keeping it deep in the Panthers zone. And Porzondak keeps it in the zone, but it's quickly brought out by the Panthers. Nice stop there by Porzondak, cutting across the center. We got a 2-on-2 here, 3-on-2. Gonzalez passed it up to Weitzel. Weitzel with a shot right into the chest of Robbins for a nice save. Again, we saw a 3-on-2 there with a nice couple of quick passes back and forth. Again, both teams getting some fresh legs out as the puck's being dropped down deep in the Panther zone at bench side. Again, we got 12:28 remaining here in the second period. Martin taking the faceoff and winning the faceoff, wins it over to Gieske. Gieske chips it down deep in the zone to Martin. Loose puck in front of the slot, but Panthers defense are able to get it out. Nice step up there by Walney, knocking the Panthers off the puck. Again, puck leaves the Husky zone. We got a high sticking against Foreigner. Great, another quick whistle. Got some great DJ going on. A lot of groovy music here for the Huskies. All the Huskies are bobbing their heads and bouncing as we're all in good moods and good vibes because we are currently up 4-0 right now. Hopefully keep that trend rolling and keep that mood going as well. Got Martin taking the face off, back down deep in the Panther zone. Again, Martin wins the puck straight to the goalie for another quick glove by Robbins, putting the puck to be dropped right in the same spot. Panthers able to win the puck back into their own corner, but quickly pressured by the Huskies. Again, Martin passing it up to Walney. Walney passes it across over to Anderson. Anderson goes for a quick shot right in the glove of Robbins again for another great save. Again, going from a little bit of boogie music to rock. The good music keeps on rolling. Martin taking the face-off in the same spot and winning it back to Anderson. Anderson passed it across to Walney. And Walney's a great one-touch backdoor pass over to Weitzel. Walney steps up, goes for the delayed offsides, but not letting it enter the Husky zone. Again, a flick shot through center ice. And Anderson with a nice hit there, not letting the Panthers touch the puck. Puck is down in the Husky zone. It's still in Husky possession. Pathana receives the puck and again skates it into the Panther zone. Goes for a quick backdoor pass. And a nice stop there by the Panthers defense. Not letting that backdoor one touch go in. We have the Panthers trying to change there, and the ref called them off as the net got knocked off by the Panthers, forcing the Panthers to allow it to be changed. Again, the refs fixed the net there. It's being lined back up down deep in the Panthers zone, bench side. And we got 11-12 remaining here in the second period with Pathana taking the face-off against Foreigner. Puck's won back to Bry. Bry goes for a quick shot and a nice save by Robbins again, right into the glove. Again, causing the puck to be dropped right in the same spot, but now the Panthers actually able to get a quick change. Again, Pathana taking the face-off against Dable. Again, Panthers go for a quick dump and a nice keep in there by Bry. They're still able to leave the Panthers zone. Great pass across the ice there. Panthers go for a nice shot and a goal by the Panthers, making this a 4-1 game. Get a quick setup there with one of the Panthers players flying through center ice, gets that pass and pretty much got a breakaway. Again, and a great shot too by the Panthers. And Abel taking the face-off against Gonzalez. Gonna get the refs not too happy. We got two of the guys coming in the circle a little too early for the face-off. Drury's able to win it back to their own D and pass through center ice. Again, Abel bringing it back into the Husky zone. Nice stop there by Porzondak, not letting him get too deep. McNaum able to get back down deep in the Husky zone. Back Porzondak and chipping off the boards over to Rizzuko. Rizzuko going for a deep dump in on net, and Robbins covers the puck for another quick whistle. Again, we got 10:35 here remaining in the second period. Gonzalez taking the face-off against Abel. Gonzalez able to win the puck back to Rizzuko, pass it back to Walney. Walney again goes for a puck over to Rizzuko, over to Clement. Clement goes off the boards, back into possession of the Panthers. We got a nice stop there by Marks, picking the puck up in his own zone. Pass on behind the net over to Clement. Clement chipping off the boards, and a nice step up there by the Panthers defense. But Gonzalez able to sneak by him and pass it up out of the zone. Panthers stay in possession and get it quickly back down deep into the Husky zone.
Again, Clement passing it into the slot over to Walney. Over to Rizzuko. Rizzuko goes for that neutralized pass over to Clement. We got Clement going down on the ground as the Panthers try to gain possession of the puck, but Gonzalez comes out and passes it up to March. March passes it across ice over to Walney and leaves the Panther zone, but stays in possession of the Huskies. Walney over to March. March cutting through the two forwards there, passing it up to Martin. And Martin losing the puck. And the Panthers able to get back down deep in the Husky zone. Walney chipping it up and around the boards, up into the slot. Another quick shot, and a nice save by Goodson. Again, we had two red jerseys, two Panther jerseys sitting there in the slot. Untouched by any Huskies, so able to get a quick shot off, but Goodson was able to get that quick save. Again, Martin taking the face-off down to the Husky zone. Panthers able to win it back. Over to Gilligan. Gilligan passes his D partner. And nice stop there by Gieske, putting it out over to Weitzel. Weitzel to Martin. Martin bringing it in the zone. Goes for a shot on net and a nice save by Robbins. And we got a little bit of a fight there, breaking up behind the net between the two teams. Mr. Solomon Okugan, sorry if I butchered your name up there a bit. Unfortunately, our way of getting messages from the box over and up in here to the broadcasting station is not currently working, so I can't get the current game dates if I don't see who it is. But by the end of the second period, I'll get the score sheet sent over to me, and I can update you on that information. Barzandak picks up the puck down in the Husky zone. Panthers are quickly able to pick it off and, again, bringing it up and high as the puck gets chipped back down low. O'Connor bringing it back across the blue line. Goes for a pass across the blue line. The puck leaving the Husky zone, giving a little bit of delayed offsides. Panthers able to quickly come back in and chip the puck. There's a loose puck in the slot. And a quick shot there, blocked by Evans. Not letting Goodson see the puck. So a great save there by Evans, stopping that shot from happening. Barzandak picks up the puck behind the net and chips it around over to Weitzel. Again, Weitzel receiving a little bit of pressure down deep in the corner. Martin comes in to back him up. Again, no clear possession between the two teams there. Sorry, Panthers come out on top. Stack goes for a quick shot. Stopped by Evans, square in the chest. A quick chip, attempted chip out of the zone. A nice stop there by Stack, keeping it in the Husky zone. Barzandak goes for a quick rip around the net and a nice keep in there by the Panthers defense. Again, another attempted shot blocked by Evans. Not letting Goodson receive that puck. Barzandak ices it. Putting it down, and icing is called off. And Evans races for it and is able to beat the Walney, who goes for a quick icing down deep into the Panthers zone. Again, Panthers begin their breakout. Neutral zone, able to get back down deep into the Husky zone. Mark's putting some pressure on the Panthers down behind the net and comes out on top with the puck. Pass over to Pathana. Pathana skates it through neutral zone and into the zone. We got an offsides against the Huskies, as you saw Pathana trying to carry into the Panther zone. Again, this is going to cause the puck to be dropped just outside of the Panther zone. Stay inside. Gonzalez taking the face-off, and Panthers able to win it back. Lorenko goes to kick it, but barely misses the puck, putting it on the stick of Anderson, who dumps it quickly back down deep into the Panther zone. Again, the Panthers begin their breakout. Pass it back and forth. Foreigner barely missing the pass. Puts it on the stick of Gonzalez. Again, Panthers goes back into possession. And Porzondak with a great step there, skating through the guy, is able to get it back down deep into the Panther zone. Again, we got the Panthers skating it out. Goes for a pass across. Lorenko barely missing the pass. And we got another penalty on the Huskies for a slash. We got Porzondak going to the bench for a slashing penalty, giving us a two-man disadvantage, making this some 3-on-5 hockey here. We got 54 seconds remaining on the Huskies' first penalty, and we got 2 minutes up on the clock for the second one. And we got 6:13 here remaining in the second period, with the Huskies still up 4-1. Hopefully the Huskies can quickly kill off these two penalties and keep the score how it is. Thana taking the face-off against Levitas. Marks with a nice dump around there. Unfortunately dropped down the ice after he took a, looks like puck to the, or a stick to the neck. But he is quickly right back up. Foreigner goes for a quick shot, stopped by Husky defense. Again, loose puck in front of the net, goes behind the net. With Martin really putting in the work behind the net there, not letting the Panthers hold clean possession, but Panthers do come out on top of that. Again, passing behind the net. Pass up to the slot, really quick shot, missing the net to the left. And a nice save by Goodson. And again, puck goes back up, back to the left by Foreigner. Foreigner goes for a shot, and another great save by Goodson. Again, Panthers get the puck up on the point. Goes for a pass over to left, a backdoor pass, barely missing the pass. Not letting that shot get off. Pass up to the slot, and another great save by Goodson as Evans flies out of the penalty box, giving us one more man with only a one-man disadvantage now. O'Connor carries the puck into the Husky zone, but again, Evans flying back there, knocking him off the puck. Loins goes for a quick shot from the point, missing the net to the left. Puck gets stuck in the back of the net after a bounce off the boards there, giving us another quick whistle. Again, we got the goalie skating over to the bench there. Looks like he's getting a new stick after his first one broke. Yeah, we got the goalie getting a new stick there. Didn't like the first one that they gave to him after he broke his first. And we got the rest of both teams waiting on him to get back into the net. The puck is being dropped just outside of the Husky zone with Gonzalez taking the face-off against Kane. Evans is able to chip it back over to Walney, and Walney gets it in center ice over to Gonzalez. Gonzalez barely misses the pass, putting on a stick of Loins, who gets it back up to Kane. And we got another offsides whistle against the Panthers. We saw a little Gonzalez getting in there with one of the Panthers players there. Seems they're talking a little bit, but luckily nothing came out of it. Refs were able to break it up before anything happened. Then we got Abel taking the face-off against Gonzalez just outside of the Husky zone. Loewen goes for a quick chip into the Husky zone, but accidentally nails it into his own bench instead. Again, puck's being dropped just in the same exact spot there. Nice chip back by Marks there, chipping it back to Evans. Evans goes for a quick, nice ice in there as there's 23 seconds remaining in the Husky penalty kill. Again, Panthers begin their breakout. And it takes a weird bounce off of Abel's skate, but Panthers stay in possession. A loose puck from Goodson. Nice save, but puts it right loose on the slot. Luckily, Huskies are there and able to pick it up. Pathana skating around the defense, and a nice stop there by the defense, Panthers defense. Puts the puck into the corner and back into the Panthers possession. After tipping off one of the Panthers skates, hits the rafters above the ice for another out-of-play whistle. And we got Rizuko with the after whistle slash there, giving us another Husky penalty right after we just killed our last one. So we got 4 minutes and 6 seconds remaining up on the clock there with the Huskies on another penalty kill. Puck's being dropped back down deep in the Husky zone with Lebitis taking the face-off against Martin. Puck's dropped and a nice win back there by the Panthers. Nam goes for a quick shot and a nice stop there by Martin, redirecting it into the corner. Getting another quick shot right into Goodson's glove for a quick save after just 12 seconds ticked off on the clock. Again, we got the refs talking a little bit there, make sure they're on the same page, but the puck's being dropped down in the Husky zone on bench side with Lebitis and Martin still taking the face-offs. Panthers come out on top after that face-off. Panthers get it up on the point, pass it across over to O'Connor. O'Connor goes for a quick shot and a nice save by Goodson, and a rebound shot and another save by Goodson. Again, O'Connor gets the puck back up on the point, goes for another shot with Goodson redirecting it into the corner. Marks is able to snag the puck and dump it back down deep into the Panthers zone. We got the Panthers breaking it out. With the puck, Foreigner getting the puck. A nice toe drag there. Cutting across the slot, goes past it up. And a quick save by Goodson there. After Owen McName, he was flying down in the high slot there after Foreigner passed it back to him. And a nice one-timer. And Goodson dropping onto his butt as he does the windmill in the same movement. Quite a show there. Keeping the stands cheering. And we got the Panthers getting some fresh legs out as all the Huskies are going up to Goodson, telling him what a great save he just made. We got a minute and 10 remaining on the Husky penalty kill with 3:15 remaining in the period. Gonzalez taking the face-off and winning it back to Evans. And Evans with a nice backhanded chip there, giving it high out of the zone. Cowles brings it behind the net and again begins the breakout. Ran across the red line and dumps it down deep in the Husky zone. Clement really fighting for the puck there. Again, able to get it out of the Husky zone into the Panther zone. We got one of the Panthers players down on the ice there and beginning to skate over to the bench. As again, Clement with a nice touch there and the puck gets it deep into the Panthers zone as we got 20 seconds remaining up on the Husky penalty kill. Again, Panthers getting the breakout. Evans comes in with a great hit, knocking the Panthers off of the puck, putting the puck back in their own zone. Evans getting it up on the red line, carrying it back into the Panthers zone. Able to get it deep as we got the last couple seconds taken off the clock here for the penalty kill, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. About 2 minutes left in the second period. Walney picking up the puck behind the net. Walney sauces it over to Pathana. catches it weirdly in the elbow, but luckily goes back on the stick of Martin. Martin chipping it off the glass down deep into the Panther zone with Wall racing in the corner. And Martin pushing it over to Pathana. Pathana holds it in the corner, goes for a pass up in the slot, and Martin trying to go for that shot, and a nice stop there by the Panthers defense. Mark's really fighting for it there, not letting the Panthers get clean possession. Bringing it back in his own zone. Marks over to Walney, and a pass up to Wall. Again, chip off the boards by the Panthers, puts it back onto the possession of the Huskies. Martin carrying it into the Panthers zone. Attempted toe drag, stopped by Panthers defense. Puck still goes down deep into the corner. Again, Panthers chip it off the boards onto the stick of Marks. Marks dumping it back down deep into the Panthers zone. Korzondek picks it back up in the Husky zone and passes off the boards back on the possession of the Panthers. A quick pass, intercepted pass by Clement, gives him possession, bringing it into the Panthers zone, goes for a quick shot, and a nice save by Robbins. Got 45 seconds here remaining in the second period. Again, Clement really fighting for the puck down there with Pierce, but Panthers come out on top. He's able to actually steal it away from the Panthers and get another shot on net. A quick pass over to Foreigner. Foreigner gets another quick pass over to O'Connor. O'Connor bringing it into the Husky zone. O'Connor with a great back check. Huskies with a great back check there. And we got another penalty against the Huskies for a tripping with just 16 seconds remaining here in the second period. We got Pathana going to the box for that tripping penalty. Again, we got the puck being dropped back down deep into the Husky zone. Bench side. Sorry, stand side. Changed up the side they're choosing there. Again, 16 seconds up on the clock with just a 2-minute penalty earned by the Huskies. Martin taking the face-off against Labutis. Puck is dropped, and Martin's able to win it over to Evans. Quick shot by the Panthers goes high and goes about 3 feet above the net. Foreigner passing it back to his defense. Goes for a backdoor pass, and I stopped there by Martin. Another one-timer missing the net to the right. And we got the buzzer going off for the end of the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in with us for the first and second period. And we'll be starting the third period here in about 15 minutes, and I'll also be reading you guys the latest stats when they are able to text up a picture of the score sheet for me. So we'll be right back in about 15 minutes with that information and goals, goal scorers, and shot count. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with the start of the third period, just about in about 3 minutes. Both teams are starting to file out. Right here I got the score sheet in front of me. So for your one Drury University Panthers goal, we have the score being Kane, assisted by Schmitz, and the second assist by Lorenko. And then for your Husky goals, we got the first goal being by Metaliano, assisted by Rizuko and Wall. Your second goal being scored by Evans, assisted by Gonzalez and Wall. Your third goal being scored by Evans, unassisted. And then your fourth goal being scored by Porzondak, assisted by Wall and Evans as well. Both teams right now have 6 penalties each, giving us a total count of 12 penalties for the game. So it's quite a chippy game we got going here so far. We got both teams skating out here, getting warmed up and ready. And I don't know if you guys saw there on the broadcast, we did just do the chuck-a-puck here for the Huskies. We had a lot of people come out and chuck a lot of pucks, but we did find the winner pretty quickly. And half of those proceeds coming from chuck-a-puck did go to the Loving Leo Foundation. Sorry, Loving Leo Joseph Foundation. And if you guys tune in with us here in between the first and the second, we had alumni and last year's D1 coach Nick Madonia coming up and explain and talk about a little bit of his experience and what happened. So thank you guys. So thank you guys for doing that. Also, something a little bit weird, we got Robbins, the Drury goalie. He's using our current backup goalie's stick right now. He has broken 4 sticks so far this game, so he's using the Huskies backup goalie stick, which is a little bit interesting, I gotta say. But we're still in game 1 of 2, with today and tomorrow being your last Husky home games, unfortunately. This quick season and all February, we are going to be away with the starts in March, and we're going to have our playoff games. So you can keep an eye on that and those game times and whatnot on our website, niuicehockey.com. But Panthers were able to quickly dump it back down deep in the Huskies zone. Huskies picking it right back up and trying to ring it out. But we had a nice stop there by Foreigner. Foreigner pass it O'Connor right back to Foreigner. Passing it back down deep into the Husky zone. Quick pass up to O'Connor. O'Connor again passing it back down, and O'Connor gets it right back. O'Connor passing over to Foreigner, and puck leaves the Husky zone with Gonzalez putting great pressure there on O'Connor. Gonzalez flying through, kicks it over to Evans with an incomplete shot there. Again, Foreigner quickly carrying it into the Husky zone, goes for a shot, and nice save by Goodson. Panthers go for that, again, quick dump in deep, but Evans able to pick it up and ice it down deep into the Panther zone, because right now, I forgot to mention, we do have a penalty kill. Again, the Panthers quickly breaking it right back out. Foreigner carrying across the red line, pass over to O'Connor. O'Connor brings in the Husky zone, pass into the center. Nice back check there by Martin, not letting that shot get off, and it's quickly dumped back down deep into the Panther zone. We got 20 seconds up remaining on the Husky penalty kill. And Weitzel putting pressure on that nice back check there, but Panthers still carrying the Husky zone. Kane goes for a quick shot, and nice stop there by Martin, not letting the puck get to the net. Puck rolls across the crease, but no one is there to stop it, with Weitzel picking it up. And he passed across there, and the icing is called off after it brushed Porzondak's stick when he was flying back. A nice step up back check there by Rizuko, not letting the puck get by, and he's able to pick up the puck and get it into the Panther zone. Again, Kane's able to go off the boards over to Pachuta. A nice step up there by Marks, knocks it off Pachuta's stick. Marks with a quick deke. 2 dekes getting him over to, try to get over to Wall, and a nice step up there by the Panthers defense. But the Panthers stay in possession and carry it into the Husky zone. Go for a quick shot on net, and a nice save by Goodson. Again, the puck gets passed through the slot onto the stick of Rizuko, and he quickly turns back around and gains some speed. Wall flying back to support him. Wall gets the pass, goes for a backhanded shot, and a Husky goal after a nice back check there by Wall. Rizuko flying back is able to get it right onto wall stake, sneaking it right by the goalie, making this a 5-1 game for the Huskies. Get a great play there, Rizuko catching the pass in the slot down in the Husky zone, skating out, and Wall flying down the ice, getting the speed and the wheels behind him. He's able to catch that pass from Rizuko into the slot, and a nice backhanded shot sneaking it right by Robbins. Again, we got 17:20 here remaining in the third period for the Huskies and the Panthers. Again, Clement able to fly through the center there, pick off the puck, put it behind the net. Panthers quickly begin breaking it out. Nice stop there by Gonzalez, but Panthers stay in possession. He just put it off the boards up to Evans' stick. Evans goes for a shot. And again, took a weird bounce off the defense there to stick to Clement. Clement goes for a shot, and nice save by Robbins, and the Panthers are able to quickly bring it out. Werner was able to get it down deep into the Husky zone. On the stick of Bry. Bry passes behind the net over to Evans. Again, Evans get him some speed behind it, bringing it out of the Husky zone, through the neutral zone, and into the Panther zone. Goes for a toe drag, and a nice stop there by Stack. Quick pass over to Martin. Martin goes for a shot, missing that at high. Gieske's able to pick up the puck on the hash mark and put it behind the net. As it reaches the other hash mark, goes on the stick of Weitzel. Weitzel barely misses the puck, and it goes back into possession of the Panthers. Bry picks it up back down in the deep Husky zone and passes it behind the net over to Gieske. Gieske passes it behind himself over to Evans. Evans passing through center ice over to Weitzel. Levitas with a nice catch of the pass there. He's able to keep it in the Husky zone, but a nice step up by Bry. It quickly leaves. Schmitz puts it down deep into the Husky zone with Goodson stopping it behind the net. Goodson steps out and makes a play, passing it up to Gieske. Again, we got a little bit of a dog pile there. Puck goes up onto the point with a nice shot there by the defense. Another great shot right in front of the net there off that rebound, and a great save by Goodson. We got Drury getting some fresh legs out along with a couple of guys out in the Huskies, as we are riding at a 5-1 game right now. Pathana taking the face-off down the Husky zone. Panthers win the face-off, able to get a quick shot on Goodson and a great save. Porzondak's able to get a nice icing there. Sorry, the icing got called. Well, originally it took a little bit to blow the whistle there, but a nice icing giving the Huskies a couple minutes to get a breather. Again, you got the puck being dropped back down deep into the Husky zone. Stay inside. Got Abel taking the face-off against Pathana. Pathana has a nice win back over to Porzondak, but the Panthers are able to pick it off and get it. Huskies again chip it back out of the corner, and Pathana jumps down, able to get it up to the point. Nice redirect there by the Panthers, and Goodson slides across the crease to make that save after a loose puck in the slot. And we got a delayed penalty on the Huskies here, as they come in and go for the quick shot, barely missing that to the right. We got another delayed whistle. We got two shots, another great two saves by Goodson, and the blow of the whistle. Seems we got an elbow on Rizuko, giving us another Husky penalty kill. It gives the Huskies the 7th penalty of this game so far, with Drury sitting at 6. Again, puck still being dropped back down in the Husky zone. Levitas taking the face-off against Gonzalez. Gonzalez wins the pucks back to Walney. Walney's able to ring it around the boards into the feet of O'Connor. Pierce able to get it back down deep into the Panther zone. O'Connor picks up the puck, passing through the slot, and a nice stop there by Pierce. But Panthers hold possession. Kane goes for another pass. Marks has a great step up there, getting it back into the Panthers zone. Walney gets the puck back onto the Husky blue line. and goes for an icing, but it's stopped by Gonzalez. And Foreigner is able to pick up the puck behind the net, goes back on the Husky stick. And a nice stop there by O'Connor. And we got another Husky penalty here for a cross check. Knocking us down to 3 guys for a 2-man disadvantage. We got 1:06 remaining on the first penalty, and we got Marks going into the box for that cross check for the second penalty, bringing us up to 8 penalties so far. Then we got Abel taking the face-off against Martin down in the Husky zone. Got the ref taking a second here to drop the puck, waiting for that time to go up on the clock. Again, we still got Martin taking the face-off down the Husky zone. Seems like the box is having a little bit of trouble. 2 minutes up on the clock, and Panthers win the face-off. Evans goes up the boards, but Schmitz stops it up on the point. Schmitz passes it down low, receives the puck right back, goes for a quick shot. Nice stop there by Evans. Now again, another great shot block. Schmitz passes back down to Abel. Abel goes to that backdoor pass, barely missing, everyone sticks and leaves the Husky zone. Again, Schmitz getting the puck back out of his own zone, pass it across to his other D partner. Puck gets shipped up to Abel, bounces off his skate, but does not enter the Husky zone. Quick step up there by Martin, not letting the puck enter the Husky zone, and putting great pressure on the Panthers for being down 2 guys. Again, the puck gets stuck on the hash marks there as both teams are fighting for it. But Evans comes out on top, then able to chip it up to Martin. Yeah, we got a 2-on-1 here. Martin carrying it in the zone, and a great stop there by Loins. Stopping at 1-on-2, 2-on-1 against the Huskies. Again, Pierce picks up the puck, pass over to Porzondak. We are back to 5-on-4 hockey. Porzondak passes it over to Evans. Evans goes through the feet of Foreigner, goes in for a shot, and a nice save by Robbins. He drops it as he keeps the clock rolling. Gonzalez really fighting for the puck there on the hash marks. Foreigner dodges a hit from Gonzalez, carries it into the Husky zone, goes for a backhanded pass, and stopped by the Husky defense. Again, Robbins stepping up, passing that puck into the neutral zone to one of his teammates, Foreigner. Pierce knocking the puck out of air, trying to get it deep, but again stopped by the Panthers. O'Connor passes it back to Levitas. Levitas passes it cross the ice over to Foreigner. Goes for a quick shot, and a great shot there by the Panthers. And a great goal by Lorenko. Saw Lorenko sitting right in the slot there with a loose puck. Right in the Husky slot. Getting a top shelf, making this a 5-2 game. Again, great game so far out of both teams. Very equal playing time in both zones. And we still got 11 minutes and 52 seconds here remaining in the third period, which is a lot of hockey left. Puck's being dropped at center ice with Martin taking the face-off against Foreigner. Foreigner's able to win the puck back to his defense. A quick pass off the boards goes on to Mark's stick. Marks goes over to Gieske. Gieske tries to tip it up. And after a couple of lucky bounces, went to the Huskies, but Panthers quickly stepped back and got it. O'Connor goes straight to the net with a puck and a nice glove save by Goodson. Again, a lot of back and forth between the two teams. Seems like Huskies are having a little bit more trouble settling the puck down compared to the first and second period. But hopefully we can change that up a little bit. Panthers win that face-off and quickly get it back for a missed shot on net. And we got a delayed penalty here against the Panthers. We got the hand up in the air by the ref. And a whistle for that hit against Weitzel. Luckily, Weitzel was able to get up, but he's taken a second there on the bench. Again, all the refs are talking, make sure they're all on the same page there. And they're putting Gieske in the box. Along with O'Connor for the Panthers. Seems we got offsetting penalties there, keeping this even hockey, it seems. We got 2 minutes up on the clock for both teams. And it seems like we're going to 4-on-4 hockey. Pathana taking the face-off against Abel. Puck is dropped, and a nice win back there by Pathana. Unfortunately, there was no defense there on that side. So we got Evans bringing the puck back down in the Husky zone. Evans passes it back to Walney. Walney's flying through center ice. Brings it into the Panther zone. Quick toe drag. An attempted pass back door and a nice stop there by Kane. Abels gets it down deep into the Husky zone. Nice hit by Wall, keeping him off the puck. A great hit by Wall again, knocking Kane to his feet as Huskies keep possession. Nice pass over the boards, off the boards by Walney, over to Wall, and up to Pathana. Pathana flying down into the Panther zone. Oh, and we got a trip, and we had 3 guys, and we got a Husky goal, making this a 6-2 game. We had 3 of the Panthers guys all collide at once, drop down to the ice. A trip against Pathana causing a delayed offsides, and an empty net goal for Evans, all in the matter of about 5 seconds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a time I wish I had replay to show you guys that again. Hopefully, guys, in a little bit you can tune back in and re-watch that, because that was a crazy set of events that happened in, like I said, about 5 seconds. All the refs are talking, trying to get on the same page of what just happened there. And yeah, we got the refs talking, we got the captains talk. Seems like there's a little bit of smack between the 2 penalty boxes there. Got the 2 red jerseys talking smack against Gieske. And again, that was a crazy set of 3 events there. Evans with the being in the right spot at the right time, got himself in the slot, in the crease pretty much, right outside the crease with the puck, with the Robin slid the opposite way. Got Chelsea Dagger playing on the speakers after the Husky goal, and not only that, we're coming off of that on a Husky power play, giving us some 4-3 hockey. It's not something you see too often. Martin taking the face-off against Levitas. Again, we got the refs all talking, waiting for the penalty thrown up on the board. Then we got the refs also talking to the coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the slight delay here and things that are happening. The puck is dropped, and Colwell is able to get it on the hash marks and get it into the Panther zone. Martin really fighting for it down in the corner there. Colwell comes in to back him up and help him out. Colwell is able to put it around the boards. Bry flying across, trying to keep it in the zone, and Panthers able to sneak it by him out of the zone, but Pierce picks it up in neutral ice. Pierce again getting the speed behind him. Comes over the top of the Panthers zone. Goes for that quick shot. And Schmitz had a stick there, tipping it into the net above the glass for an out-of-play whistle. And we got 9:56 remaining in the third period. With the two guys in the box, the two first penalties for each team at 43 seconds, and the most recent one for Drury, remaining a minute 31 remaining. Drury's able to win that puck back, and Schmitz flies through the center and gets it out. And a nice icing by there as they are on the penalty kill. Goodson's able to come out, pass it up to Colwell. Colwell pass it through neutral ice, where unfortunately only red jerseys are, and Schmitz is able to pick it up and dump it back down deep in the Husky zone. Pierce holds it down low, and again begins skating up and begins the power play breakout. Pierce stops on the blue line, able to get it back down deep into the Panthers zone, and Panthers quickly pick it right back up and dump it down deep into the Husky zone. We got both guys coming out of the bench here in just a couple seconds, making this 5-on-4 hockey. Still with the Huskies, one-man advantage for about another 40 seconds. Wall picks it up in neutral ice. Goes for a quick deke, putting the puck down in the corner. A shot off the side of the net puts the puck in the slot. Gonzalez picks it up, turns around, goes for a backdoor pass, and two missed shots. Missed the net to the left and to the right after being empty both times. Yeah, Mataliano going for that shot again. And a nice keeping by Walney. Anderson goes for the other shot, and a nice save by Robbins. Gonzalez chips it behind his back over to Mataliano. As last couple seconds tick down, we are back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck barely left the zone. Anderson goes for another deep for a delayed offsides against the Huskies. And the Panthers go again for another quick deep down into the Husky zone. On to the stick of Anderson. Anderson holds it on the corner, receiving a little bit of pressure from Abel, and Abel picks it up. Again, Anderson flies through, tries to pick it up, but stays in possession. Anderson. Another quick shot, and a nice save by Goodson after the puck gets tossed into the slot there. And a quick shot by the Panthers. Walney's able to pull it out a little bunch there and go for a nice flick, getting it out of the Husky zone, but not an icing. Abel picks it up, the puck off the blue line. Passing across the ice, goes, and the Panthers go for another quick deep dump in. Walney passing the puck behind him over to Weitzel. It takes a funny bounce and goes off the shin guard of one of the Panthers. Weitzel brings it in, goes for a toe drag, has the puck in the slot, and it gets knocked off his stick by the Panthers. Again, the Panthers knocking it off the glass, and Mark steps up, passing across over to Gieske. Gieske brings it behind the Husky net and passes it off the boards over to Marks. Marks changes direction to give himself a little bit more time and passes it up to Porzondek. Barely missing the pass, goes back into the possession of the Panthers, and Lorenko goes in, passes it across over to Stack, and a nice lift of the stick there by Mataliano, not letting him get that shot off. Again, Lorenko goes for that quick shot, and a nice save by Goodson. Marks pass up to Gieske. And a nice hit there by Gieske. Lets the Huskies get it out of the zone. Another shot on net. Puts the puck back in Porzondek's stick, who passed over to Marks. And Marks, a nice stop there of the Panthers. Puts that on the stick of Wall. Wall pass it over to Porzondek. Porzondek goes for a quick shot, barely missing the puck. Putting it off to the side of the net. Marks really fighting for the puck there on the blue line, not letting the Panthers get clean possession. And Pathano with a great hit there, again knocking the Panthers off the puck. Porzondek is able to get it out of the slot and pass over to Marks. Marks again carrying it into the Panthers, and we got to blow the whistle after one of the Huskies barely go offsides, just about an inch offsides, and a nice eye by the ref. We got 5:56 here remaining in the third period, and the Huskies are up 6-2. We got Pierce taking the face-off against Foreigner. Foreigner wins the puck back to his own defense. And the Panthers go D to D. Quick pass, a nice pass over to Foreigner up in the neutral ice. Foreigner carries it in. And again, Brian, nice step up by Brian, knocking it right off the Foreigner stick, and it quickly changes direction. But O'Connor picks it up down in his own zone and passes it over to Schmitz. Schmitz goes for another pass to O'Connor. Nice stop there by Colwell. A nice intercept of the pass, not letting the Panthers move forward into the Husky zone. Nice knock out of there by Colwell, and a nice step there by Pierce, not letting the Panthers, again, gain possession. Evans goes off the boards over to Wall, and Wall barely misses it, giving the Huskies an icing. Causing the puck to be dropped all the way back down in the Husky zone. Again, a great game. Huskies are really stepping up here, really giving all their effort. Even though they're up by 4, they are all giving it all their effort and finishing this game strong. Hopefully we can carry this type of momentum and mindset into tomorrow's game when we face off against the Panthers again. Weitzel taking the face-off against Abel. Nice win back there by Weitzel. The puck goes over to Loins. Loins goes for a shot, and it's redirected away from the net by the Huskies. And Evans is able to carry it back down deep into the Panthers zone. Tries to go through the feet again. A nice stop there by the Panthers defense, but Evans quickly picks it back up and goes over to Evans. Bryce steps up, goes for a quick shot, goes off the stick of Abel, back into the corner in the Panthers zone. Coel pass up to Evans up on the point. Evans over to Bry. Bry getting it back down deep, putting it back behind the Panthers zone. Abel picks the puck back up and pass it across over to Loins. Loins barely misses the pass. Forcing the Panthers to just dump it deep. Kane picks it up behind the net, rings it around up to the stick of Loins. Again, Kane picks it up on the hash marks, pass it over into the slot, but Huskies are able to put a lot of pressure there. Clement not letting him get that pass off, and Bry goes off the boards over to Clement. Clement carries it back down deep into the Panthers zone, goes for that quick shot. Nice stop there by Loins, not letting Clement get a clean shot off. Again, Panthers go for that icing, but it's tipped off a Husky stick with the icing being called off. We got 3:50 remaining in the third. Anderson pass over to Pierce. Pierce goes up the boards over to Rizzuko. The pass barely being missed goes back into the possession of the Panthers, and Rizzuko with a nice step there, knocking it back into the Panthers' zone. Puck gets really quick back around. Oh, we got a bit of a hit there from Rizzuko, putting Pachuta on the ice. Again, we got a bit of a fight breaking out here between the two teams against Rizzuko. We had Anderson, Clement, and Marks quickly fly in to back up Rizzuko after he got hit pretty late there after his hit. And we got Rizzuko being taken off the ice there, being his third penalty of the game. Luckily, nobody is hurt after that kind of late hit there. It looked like Machado almost went headfirst into the boards, but it seems like he was able to stop his head from hitting, allowing him to get right back up and go over to the bench. Again, we got 3:26 here remaining in the third period, with the Huskies up 6-2. Puck's being dropped back down deep into the Husky zone, bench side. We got Libidas taking the face-off against Pierce. With the Husky penalty kill. And 2 minutes up on the clock. Yeah, it's taking the box a couple of seconds. I think there's been a little bit of a technical difficulties with the box over there. I know they're having problems with the microphone as well. Luckily, music's still working, all the speakers still working, so it's keeping the Huskies in a good mood. And everyone in the stands in a good mood. We got quite a packed stands here today for both Drury and Northern Illinois. Yeah, sorry, we got a 5-minute penalty, not a 2-minute penalty for the Huskies. Calls enough to finish the last 3.5 minutes. Down one guy. Foreigner gets the puck up on the point. It goes to pass down low, but the ref got in the way there. But O'Connor gets the puck, passed it back down deep. Over to Lorenko. Lorenko goes to that backdoor pass, and it's barely missed by Foreigner. Keeping this the 6-2 game with 3:08 remaining here in the third. Again, Huskies are going to be finishing off this game with a one-man disadvantage. Again, all the refs talking, getting on the same page. A lot of back and forth between the two teams here. Seems to be a little bit of unclarity between the two teams and the refs. They're trying to figure out what's happening and decide. Puck is being dropped back down in the Husky zone. Again, bench side. Pierce taking the face off against Libitis. Libitis wins the face off and gets the puck back to Foreigner. Goes to O'Connor. O'Connor goes for a shot into the net, and got a loose puck in front of the net right now. And Huskies are able to get it out. Again, we got Foreigner coming in with some speed here in the Husky zone. Tries to cut to the middle. Nice stop there by Bry, not letting him cut in. Kane brings it behind the Husky net and passes it up to the point. Foreigner over to O'Connor. O'Connor goes to that backdoor pass. And Kane goes for 2 shots, but it's stopped by Bry. Again, Foreigner goes to that shot, missing that high, and forcing it to leave the Husky zone. We got 2:25 up on the clock as Huskies get a couple of fresh legs. Puck gets carried in by the Panthers, but again, quickly stopped and iced, with Clement racing down into the corner, being the first guy into the Panthers zone. And both teams seem pretty tired here, as they're definitely taking their time down in the corner. Loins carrying the puck out of the Panthers zone. Tries to pass across, but the Huskies stop him. Kane's able to come through, pick up that puck, stop on the hash marks down in the Husky zone. But again, Clement steps up and is able to ice the puck back down deep into the Panthers zone. O'Connor taking the puck up behind the net down in the Panthers zone, passing it up to Abel. Abel carries it into the Husky zone. A nice stop there by Anderson. Fallen, but still able to get that puck out of the Husky zone. And Koa with that nice back check there. Stopping the pass. A lot of great plays by the Huskies right now. We got a delayed penalty against the Panthers here. Offside. Oh, sorry, a delayed offsides. As we are coming up on a minute left in the third period. Panthers again trying to begin their breakout. We passed a minute there. And Loins picks up the puck in the neutral zone. After a missed pass, goes back on the stick of Marks as he quickly tries to ice it back down, stopped by the Panthers defense. Libitis carrying it back down deep in the Husky zone. High slot, goes for a quick shot, and a nice save by Goodson with a blow the whistle with just 40 seconds left in the third period. Again, both teams getting some fresh legs out here for the remaining 40 seconds. The Huskies being up 6-2 right now. We got Pierce taking the face-off down the Husky zone against Libitis. Libitis wins the puck back to O'Connor. O'Connor goes over to Foreigner. Foreigner goes for a quick shot. And it barely misses the net after it was stopped by one of the Husky defense and shot again. O'Connor puts the puck down over Lorenko. Lorenko goes across. We had a nice backdoor goal by Kane there, making this a 6-3 game with just 22 seconds remaining. Again, we saw a great setup there by the Panthers. A nice backdoor pass from Lorenko over to his other wing partner over there. We saw Kane sitting backdoor on the same side as Lorenko for a quick tip-in. Again, both teams coming up at center ice. Free face-off for the remaining 22 seconds. We got Colwell taking the face-off for the Huskies and winning the face-off. Foreigner's able to swing through, pick up the puck, go, and shoot it on net. And Goodson with a great save with 18 seconds left. Another blow with a whistle. Again, we see the Panthers really trying here. There is only 18 seconds left, but they are finishing the game strong here. And the Huskies just got to get out of the zone and run down these last little bit. Levitas again taking the face-off against Colwell. We got the refs blowing the whistle at the Huskies and at the Panthers, pulling Gonzalez off the bench after a late change. Again, we got 18 seconds left, and the refs are still kind of somewhat making this game last a little bit longer than it should. The refs dropping the puck, and Colwell is able to win the puck back. Over to Brian. Brian goes for that quick icing with 13 seconds left, and we were still on a Husky penalty kill, so it was A-OK. Foreigner getting the puck from Robbins. Foreigner carries it in zone, goes for another quick shot, and has a great shot against Goodson, making this a 6-4 game. Barely sneaking it past his shoulders and about an inch under the crossbar. We went from a 6-2 game to a 6-4 game in the matter of about 30 seconds. There is 1.5 seconds left up on the clock. Otherwise, the Huskies may be in a little bit more trouble. Again, tomorrow's going to be an interesting game coming back. We got a game at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time here at West Dundee, Illinois. And this is the last Huskies home game. So if you guys are able to, I encourage you to come on out and join us for that. And we also got our senior night, so we're going to be celebrating. We got the refs just called for the last 1.5 seconds, and that is the final buzzer. Again, tomorrow, 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time here at West Dundee, Illinois, Canlan Ice Arena. I encourage you guys to come on out if you're able to. Following that, I also thank you guys for checking out that lovingleojoseph.org website if you're able to make it over there. If you haven't already, the web link, the URL link is in the top comments there. And if you tune in with us, you're able to hear Nick Madonia's story about that. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in with us. I will see you, you will hear me, I guess, at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you.